Today I'll be eating only Disney Halloween food for 24 hours. Yes, it is only the beginning of September, and yes, it is already Halloween here at Disney World. Over the next day, I will be consuming more food dye than anyone ever should in this short a time, as I travel around the resort and only consume Halloween-themed food. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks, and dessert. We're covering it all, so get your candy ready. Before we get into today's video, I need everyone to do me a huge favor and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're subscribed so you can see all the fun Disney food videos I have coming your way. But now that we've got all that out of the way, you can tell we are here in Hollywood Studios to kick this video off. 24 hours of eating Disney Halloween food. There's really only one Halloween breakfast food that I could think of to kick this video off. So we're gonna head over to Woody's Lunchbox in Toy Story Land to get a lunchbox tart, a Halloween lunchbox tart. Well, Woody's Lunchbox definitely isn't my first choice for a breakfast here in Disney World or here in Hollywood Studios in general, but they are the only place with a Halloween themed breakfast. So we have got ourselves the pumpkin lunchbox tart. This is a pumpkin pie filled pastry tart with marshmallow fondant, candy corn, and Halloween sprinkles. And Woody's Lunchbox seating area is currently undergoing quite the refurbishment. They actually have every single table closed and roped off. I guess they're doing some kind of work over there. And they have this weird seating area over by Galaxy's Edge for Woody's Lunchbox. I don't know what's going on over here, but I've brought my food to the Pixar area and we're gonna enjoy a lovely breakfast over here. Pretty much for like every season or holiday, they come out with a new lunchbox tart over at Woody's. I know sometimes they have like an apple pie one for the summer or a s'mores one for the summer. They also have a sweet potato one around February that is really good. But overall, I always have the same general complaint about these lunchbox tarts. So let's see if this one's any different. It's not looking too promising, but let's see. Yeah, that is unfortunately just so dry, and it stinks because the flavor and like the idea behind it is really, really good. But overall, it is just dry and it needs more filling. I think everyone is on the same page with that. Everyone can agree that the lunchbox tarts from Woody's need more filling on the inside, and then they would be a smash hit. Now, I still, like I said, I still think they're good. I love the lemon blueberry one. I love the raspberry one. The pumpkin one is definitely not my favorite out of all of the like specialty lunchbox tarts that they have. The flavor isn't bad, it's not anything crazy, but overall, when I just like broke into this, it just looks very, very dry and crusty. I mean, like you could tell as I kind of break it in half that the filling in there is just, it just looks crusty. And it unfortunately tastes a little bit crusty as well. I mean, the sugar cookie aspect of it, I love because it's not super sweet. It's not in your face with like sweetness. It's just the filling that they need to work on. So Woody's Lunchbox chefs, if you're listening, and I know that you are, we need more filling inside. Well, I figured since the pumpkin pie lunchbox tart was so dry, I needed something to wash it down. And then I remembered there's a Joffrey's right around the corner from where I was sitting, and there was going to be a chance that they had like some type of pumpkin coffee drink. So I figured I'd stop on by, and sure enough, they had a bunch of different pumpkin drinks. I decided to get the pumpkin pie latte here. This has espresso, pumpkin pie syrup, milk, and it's topped with whipped cream and cinnamon. Now, I've never actually had any type of like pumpkin drink from Joffrey's. Usually my go-to is just a pumpkin cream cold brew from Starbucks. You really, really cannot go wrong with that. But I figured I had to try a Joffrey's one since this is like more Disney than Starbucks. And I'm typically not like the biggest fan of Joffrey's cold brew. I think it's okay, but I just definitely prefer Starbucks. But we're gonna give this a whirl here. Also, bonus points, they have a plastic straw, so. Why is it warm? Like there's not nearly enough ice in this, making it taste almost like room temperature. And on a hot day like today, man, I really needed something cold. So this isn't really hitting the spot. The flavor itself isn't bad. It's definitely a little bit bitter. It's not like smack you in the face with the pumpkin pie flavor. I could have actually used a little bit more, which is saying a lot because I usually don't like a lot of flavor in my coffee drinks, but I was expecting it to be a little bit sweeter, which it isn't. There's definitely a lot of milk in there. I will say that it is definitely very, very light. I feel like if this was cold and there was more ice in this, it would definitely kind of change the flavor and make me enjoy it a little bit more. But since it's almost warm, no. But I think we're gonna hang out here in Hollywood for a little bit while we wait for lunchtime to get our next Halloween food.
Welcome aboard the Disney Skyliner at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. Now get ready to travel back in time and enter the animated worlds of Disney. We are on our way to Disney's Pop Century Resort and Disney's Art of Animation Resort.
After a quick Skyliner ride, we have made our way to the Art of Animation Resort for lunch, my alma mater. I worked here in 2018 and I relive the trauma every time I step foot on this property. But they do have something really good that we're getting for lunch here. I remember I tried it last year and really enjoyed it. Was happy that they brought it back. It's in the food court, Landscape of Flavor, so we're gonna go grab it. This is what we are here for, the Halloween special chicken adobo nachos. These have blue corn tortilla chips with grilled chicken adobo, toasted pumpkin seeds, dried cranberries, roasted corn pico, and a zesty pumpkin cheese sauce finished with a cilantro lime crema and yellow corn tortilla chips. And upon looking at these nachos, they do look to be a little bit different than last year, at least in the topping to chip ratio. I mean, come on, there is like one measly scoop of corn salsa, one measly scoop of that cheese sauce. And don't think I'm above counting the cubes of chicken. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that right now. Okay, there's none in there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if you want to count this one, it's very tiny, 7 and 8. Very tiny cubes of chicken for $12.49. I mean, you actually have to be joking. And I don't know if it just happens to be the portion that I received today or if they're literally only giving one tiny scoop of chicken. But after seeing this, I don't think I could recommend this dish, no matter how good it tastes. But we will, of course, see. I'm trying to get everything on there. It's not happening very well. Okay, there we go. I mean, taste-wise, this is absolutely fantastic. That corn, that roasted corn, really pairs perfectly with that pumpkin cheese sauce. And I know pumpkin cheese sauce sounds a little bit strange, but it tastes insanely good. Is anyone else obsessed with the butternut squash mac and cheese from Trader Joe's? They bring it around every like fall season and I always stock up. I actually ate my last one from last fall like 2 nights ago, and my friend Allie ended up going to Trader Joe's and I texted her. I was like, check if there's any butternut squash mac and cheese for me. I just ran out, and sure enough there was. And I was like, she's like, how many do you want? I was like, is it weird if I say I want 10 of them? And she got me 10, and I'm so happy to have them restocked in my freezer because that butternut squash mac and cheese is so good. But the reason that I'm referencing that Trader Joe's product is because the butternut squash like cheese sauce tastes very similar to the cheese sauce that is on these nachos, and it is just, it's so good. It like, you wouldn't think that like butternut squash and like a cheese sauce would go together, but it does, and it's very similar to the like the pumpkin flavor that you get. And don't be thinking like the pumpkin cheese sauce is sweet. It's not sweet. It's actually very savory and very creamy and cheesy. And like I said, when you get a bite with that roasted corn on there, it is fantastic. Even the blue corn tortilla chips, I feel like add a better flavor than just like a regular corn tortilla chips. I don't know what it is, but the blue corns taste a little bit differently. The pumpkin seeds on top are also a very nice touch. But like I mentioned in the beginning, I just cannot get behind this dish because, I mean, I'm pulling up chips from the middle of this dish and they're just empty. They have no toppings on them. I mean, if they loaded this up with that cheese sauce and loaded it up with chicken, I would honestly come back for this all the time because it is that good. But just this portion size for $12.49, I mean, this is looking like Chipotle over here, for real. Like, they actually give you less meat than Chipotle on these nachos, and I want to say it costs either the same price or a little bit more. So I can't really get behind the portion size, but the flavor is a 10 out of 10. And I don't know if you could ask for like more cheese sauce or something. They might be able to do that. I didn't know it would have this little, so I didn't know to ask. But if you guys come to get this, ask for more cheese sauce, unless you enjoy just eating plain tortilla chips, because that's pretty much what you're gonna get. All right, and while I was in there getting my nachos, this little guy was looking at me. I decided to get a lunch dessert. This is the whoopie pie monster. It's an apple and caramel whoopie pie with marshmallow buttercream. I feel like the best way to attack is with a fork. This is a fork and knife dessert for sure. Oh my gosh, this food dye. See, this is where the food dye is coming in. The color of this cake, I mean, oh, the color of the inside of the cake is so purple. RIP to my stomach tonight. It's very rich, it's very moist. I'm getting a little bit of a cinnamon flavor, but I'm not tasting apple or caramel. Maybe like there's some caramel apple in the center of this whoopie pie here. We gotta go in. We gotta go in and see what's going on the inside. Ah, okay. Okay, there we go. All right, so after further examination, there is some caramel. It is right there. You see that little dollop? I don't know if you can because it's so tiny and there's so little caramel actually in here. But they are considering it apple caramel because that little dollop of caramel. I'm not seeing any apples, like I said. All right, let me try and get some of this caramel from the center here. Yeah, this is definitely not my favorite. This is like sugar overload. This is so insanely sweet. I think it's from the copious amount of green buttercream frosting on the inside of this dessert. Definitely looks cute, and it definitely tempted me in because it looks really cool. But the flavor just isn't there for me. I'm not tasting any apple. The caramel is almost non-existent in here, and the apple is actually non-existent in here. I don't know why they didn't like cut up chunks of apple and at least put it in with the caramel or in with the buttercream. But it's just too sweet, guys. There is so much frosting. The cake itself is super sweet. This, not a winner. Well, guys, after lunch, I am starting to feel a little bit stuffed. So we're gonna give it some time, and then I'm gonna head over to the Magic Kingdom for our dinner.
Hey, hey, here come the island, watch me ride away. Ba-ba-ya-dum-ba-dum-bum. Hey.
For dinner, we have made our way to Magic Kingdom, where we are going to be hitting up the Plaza Restaurant. Now, the Plaza just typically serves up basic American food, pretty boring burgers like a club sandwich, a salad. But for Halloween this year, I believe it's the first time ever, they released a couple of Halloween-specific food items. So I figured this was the perfect place to come for dinner during our 24-hour challenge here. And I will say the outside of the building does look a little bit sad. I understand it's going through a little bit of a refurbishment, so they've got the scrim up, the walls up. It looks pretty sad out there, but usually it is quite charming. Let's head inside. Well, we've made it in, and I do want to show you guys a little bit of the menu here, specifically the Halloween offerings on the menu. So we have the Ghoulishly Gourmet Burger here, as well as a Halloween Turkey Club and some desserts, but we're just gonna stick with our dinner because we have dessert somewhere else. And the Turkey Club is pretty much just like your typical turkey club. The only thing different on that is that it has black sandwich bread instead of just like regular white bread. So we are actually going to get the Ghoulishly Gourmet Burger. This has 2 all-beef patties with pepper jack and Swiss cheese, candied bacon, balsamic glazed mushrooms, an onion ring, and truffle buffalo aioli served on a black bun. Okay, guys, I must say this burger looks a lot better than I could have ever expected. I've had the burgers from here at the Plaza before, and I remember them never being too good, pretty much like below average. But this looks different. There is so much on here. This is going to be a huge bite, but let's go for it. Wow, guys, this burger is so good. I actually think this is probably the best thing I have ever eaten at the Plaza Restaurant. Like I said, usually the burgers here and typically all the other food, it's just so boring, and it's really just not the best. It is one of the cheaper like sit-down restaurants, especially in Magic Kingdom in a theme park. But man, this burger is good. And while I think this burger is absolutely delicious, it does, I have to admit, have so much going on. From the balsamic glazed mushrooms to the candied bacon to the onion ring to all of the cheese. There is so much going on in this burger that some of the ingredients get a little bit lost. The bun itself is falling apart a bit, but one thing I do want to do, I love a pickle on a burger. And I know there's already so much going on with this one here, but I do want to try it with a bite with the pickle. Now that is really good, and shockingly, you can taste that vinegary pickle in there. This is a really, really good burger. I am so impressed. It also came with these thick cut fries, so we'll go for a dunk in some ketchup. I prefer a thin and crispy fry, not like a thicker cut steak fry. Honestly, guys, I will definitely be coming back for this burger. And I want to try something else next time I come back. I love a lettuce wrapped burger with like a smash patty. Since we've got some smash patties here, I wonder if they're able to do it in a lettuce wrap and foregoing the black bun here, because I already know the food dye is not good for me later. But next time I'm coming back, I'm trying it lettuce wrapped. This has got to be, I mean, it's not even a question. This is the best burger in Magic Kingdom right now. Like, it doesn't even compare to Cosmic Rays. And usually when it comes to burgers, I tell people, or when it comes to just like food in general in Magic Kingdom, especially quick service, I tell people, just leave the park, go to one of the monorail resorts, go to Steakhouse 71 and get a burger there. But honestly, I would now suggest coming here for a burger if you're in Magic Kingdom. Now we are done with dinner, and usually I would have gotten dessert at the Plaza as well because they have a ton of Halloween desserts specific for the season, but I've got some other plans in mind, starting with a monorail ride over to the Grand Floridian for a special little after-dinner beverage. The afternoon rainstorm was not stopping us from coming to Narcoossees, my favorite restaurant at Disney World. Just a couple days ago, I was checking the menus and I saw that they had a brand new beverage on the menu that is very fall and Halloween forward. I think it's brand new. I don't think they've ever had it on the menu, and it sounds insane. Wait until you guys see this. This is the pumpkin butter cocktail. It's made with mezcal, amaro, house-made pumpkin butter, vanilla, and a torched marshmallow. All right, I've got to say, this is not what I expected. I didn't expect it to kind of be served in a rocks glass. I almost expected it to be almost like espresso martini vibes, but it's giving, I don't know what. Let's try it out. Ooh. I don't know if I like that. All right, I'm with my friends here, and they're gonna try it. I need to know what they think so I can kind of form my opinion here, because I don't think I like it.
It looks like pumpkin pie filling in a glass. He poured it from like a jug. That's a doom.
Okay, maybe that's what it needs, because I'm not sure if I like it. So maybe let's try the brown sugar in there.
Where's this brown sugar you speak of?
Keep my marshmallow, okay.
Keep your garnish, girl.
Okay, so I'm being told that if you add brown sugar, it kind of makes it a little bit better. I personally think it's maybe a little bit too sweet already, so I'm not sure if sugar is gonna help. But our bartender insists, so we're gonna try it out. I do like mezcal, but I don't know how it goes with the pumpkin.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, very, very interesting.
I don't think as pumpkin is like a smoky flavor.
No, that's why when I saw that it had mezcal in it, I was like, that sounds so interesting. I can't imagine it going together. But like, I could also imagine it being good in some weird way. But let's try it here with the brown sugar. We've got that added in. It almost makes it taste like mapley. Let me try again.
Let it like marinate.
Maybe once it waters down, it'll be a bit better. It also it tastes thick.
It's like puree.
Does that make sense? Like, it tastes thick. I don't even know how to fully describe what's going on here because it's so strange. It's so strange. I appreciate the creativity, though. I definitely do. Is this salt on the rim, too?
Is it like black salt? Is that the missing ingredient?
I don't know if there's any saving grace with this one. You know what would be good, though? If they added pumpkin butter to that espresso martini.
Wait a minute. I love that idea.
That would be good. Well, that was definitely an experience. I definitely thought it sounded a bit like strange, but usually when things sound like they don't really go together, they somehow end up working out. And I do like pumpkin flavored things, like I love a pumpkin cream cold brew and stuff, or a pumpkin dessert, a pumpkin cake or something. But that cocktail just didn't do it for me. We did have that idea to kind of put that pumpkin butter in an espresso martini, and I think that would have worked a little bit better for a Halloween cocktail. But I had been meaning to try this since I saw it like a week ago, so I'm glad I finally came to try it. I think that was, I think I said that was like the second thing I've ever tried at Narcoossees that I didn't enjoy, because this is my favorite restaurant. I love pretty much every drink and every food on the menu. I've tried like everything at this point, and I really, really enjoy this restaurant. It is my favorite restaurant at Disney World. The only other thing I've had from here that I don't like is the ocean-inspired charcuterie board appetizer. Not a big fan of that, and now the pumpkin butter drink or whatever I got. Just wasn't a fan, but we still have one thing to end on that hopefully, actually I know is going to be excellent. Of course, we're going to the Port Orleans French Quarter to get the cookies and cream beignets. I couldn't do a Halloween themed video, Halloween food themed video without including my favorite Halloween food at Disney World. This is what we are here for, the ghoulish beignets. They are Mickey-shaped beignets dusted with cookies and cream, powdered sugar, and a ghoulish marshmallow cream drizzle for $9.49, and they are so good. I haven't had them in like 2 weeks. I'm gonna get this one with the most powdered sugar on it too. I don't want to ruin the Mickey though. So, the extra marshmallow sauce. It's booms. 5 booms. Okay, well, I've already given my review like 100 times of these beignets, so you guys need to hear it from someone else who has never tried them before, and this was their first time trying these beignets, and I think they lived up to the hype.
So I'm a Disneyland local, so I'm used to Disneyland beignets, and these absolutely lived up to the hype.
Wow.
They lived up to the hype. They're very thick. I feel like the ones you get in Disneyland are very airy and kind of in the middle. You know, there's not much going on. These are all beignet. And you would think the cookies and cream and the marshmallow could be too much and too sweet, but it's absolutely not. It's like the right, perfect amount of sweet. I'm a fan. This is a boom. 5 booms. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh my
boom.
gosh, you did all 5. And she actually said that she wished they had these at Disneyland, and I said, no, we need our one good snack here. You guys can't get everything. We have one good thing here, so they need to stay at Disney World only. Well, that was a delicious end to a delicious day. Like I said, I couldn't imagine ending this day anywhere else than here at Port Orleans French Quarter, and I say it every time, but if you guys are gonna be here, these beignets are around through Halloween, so October 31st. Definitely make the trip over here. They are 100% worth it. But with that, we have successfully only eaten Disney World Halloween food for the past 24 hours. It has been a long day full of a ton of really good food. Let me know down below in the comments which of these Halloween foods you want to try the most. I'm assuming it's the beignets. But thank you to all of my Patreon subscribers for supporting the channel as always. And thank you to all of you for watching this video. If you don't already and you like honest Disney food reviews, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I shall see you guys next time. Bye.